Good evening. Welcome to the 10 o'clock edition of Source 16 News. Thanks for joining us. Mayfield City Council represents their community and wants to continue doing so. That's what 8 of 10 members voted in their city council meeting tonight when Councilman Wayne Potts requested that the council downsize from 10 to 7 members. However, the motion was denied. The council also approved authorization for the city attorney to pursue legal action against post office workers that have neglected to pay payroll taxes for several years. We will have more from tonight's meeting tomorrow night on Source 16 News at 6. Learning to live with more compassion. That is what Tibetan Buddhist monk Serene Punsak spoke to Murray State University students in faculty today. The monk, seen here on the right, also talked about his day-to-day life in the monastery and Buddhist beliefs. Punsak lives and works in Dharamshala, India, which is the exiled home of the Dalai Lama. We'll have an exclusive interview on Source 16 News tomorrow night at 6. Punsak will also be at Hopkinsville Community College's auditorium on Wednesday at noon for Enlightened Dancing, Tibetan Lama dancing. Well, today is Valentine's Day, considered one of the busiest days for floral shops, and workers at one local floral shop were hard at work today preparing hundreds of flower arrangements.
I think it had a lot to do with the snow, and everybody was all cooped up and wasn't thinking about it being Valentine's Day. And then it got nice and pretty outside and everybody decided, oh no, I need to go out. So it's been extremely busy.
According to Thomas, flower orders at West and Witherspoon were coming in by the dozens.
8 different specials that we had made up, and out of those 8 specials we had at least 20 of each one. We sold out of all of our specials. So now, of course, the absolute special is just the red roses.
Source 16 spoke to Joe Ferguson about his special plans for his girlfriend.
A dozen of roses before from here, and just today I was just looking for like a red rose. I'd just like to say welcome back from Afghanistan, baby, and I love you and happy Valentine's Day.
Meanwhile, Christian County Judge Executive Steve Tribble, also a Justice of the Peace, married 6 couples today on this special holiday set aside to celebrate love. In other news, spring burn season begins tomorrow and will last until April 30th throughout the Commonwealth. The state legislature has outlined that during official fire season, quote, it shall be unlawful for any person to set fire to or procure another to set fire to any flammable material capable of spreading fire, location in or within 100 feet of any woodland or brushland, except between the hours of 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. prevailing local time, or when the ground is covered with snow. All fires are required to be attended until extinguished. An Oklahoma man is hiking towards the future while remembering the past along the Trail of Tears, which brought him to Hopkinsville Saturday. Source 16 News reporter Marie Fainer has more on this extraordinary story.
Oklahoma native and Comanche Indian descendant Ron Cooper is a man on a mission. He has hiked more than 250 miles of the Trail of Tears and plans on trekking the entire 850-mile stretch where hundreds of thousands of Native Americans died of starvation and exhaustion.
It became more than just a hike, that I wanted to, not just for myself, but let other natives know and let other people know that this trail is still here. Where no matter what tribe you are, you're part of the story.
His travels led him and his wife Crystal to Hopkinsville's Trail of Tears Commemorative Park off Pembroke Road.
You know, you kind of like these guys here that are buried here in this cemetery or these plots here. I feel like I know them.
According to Cooper, it's been an emotional journey.
I went to Blythe's Ferry, which is the first river crossing on the Tennessee River of the people. Of the Cherokee detachments where they crossed. And when I went to the water, I got so sad to know that it just felt the despair of having to leave your own land forever. And, you know, I just literally cried.
Inspired by Cooper's story, local Trail of Tears Association member Ellis Rouse will be traveling 100 miles alongside the couple.
Reflecting back on, you know, what they must have gone through, because all tribes throughout the whole United States had some kind of relocation either to a smaller area, you know, but probably not as far as this one, but all tribes had some kind of relocation where they had to go to reservations and stuff. And my ancestors and my father and grandmother and father had that experience, and I wanted to be able to identify what they went through.
Cooper says his journey has been remarkable despite wintry weather and that he has met some amazing friends along the way. Marie Fincher, Source 16 News.
Now, Cooper started his journey in Charleston, Tennessee. Hopkinsville Mayor Dan Kemp says the city has interviewed several people to fill the Public Works Director and Engineer position. According to Kemp, about 6 people were interviewed to replace Bob Cope, who retired at the end of January after serving in that role since February 2007. He adds several individuals were interviewed over the phone, while 2 people who are not from Hopkinsville had face-to-face interviews. Kemp also says he plans on making an announcement soon and that he hopes to have the position filled by March 1st. Hopkinsville Community College officials have announced they have scheduled a makeup day to catch up on lost instructional time due to inclement weather. Administrators scheduled President's Day, Monday, February 21st for the college's makeup day. According to officials, all classes that normally meet on Mondays will be expected to meet that day to make up for lost classroom time at the main campus and Fort Campbell's campus. However, officials say HCC classes that normally meet at an area high school will not meet if that high school is closed. In addition, all administrative offices and the library will be closed. A hardened man who police say was driving under the influence is facing charges after he crashed his vehicle into a tree and it overturned into a creek this morning. According to the Marshall County Sheriff's Department, 32-year-old David Todd was on Old Olive Road when his vehicle ran off the road, hit a driveway culvert, and then crashed into a tree, causing his vehicle to flip over into a creek. Police say Todd had extremely slurred speech and stated to emergency medical personnel that he had taken too much of a controlled substance. Deputies reportedly found a legend drug in the vehicle that did not belong to Todd. Due to his injuries, Todd was cited to court for operating a motor vehicle under the influence, illegal possession of a legend drug, and a couple of other traffic-related violations. A 36-year-old Hopkinsville woman who reportedly told police she was talking on her cell phone was injured in a 2-vehicle wreck on US 68 over the weekend. A Hopkinsville police report says Elizabeth Bernhard was driving east on the Cadies Road around 5:30 Saturday evening near Old Major Lane and was talking on her cell phone and adjusting her radio when she crossed over the center line and crashed into a vehicle driven by 66-year-old Alfred Blackburn of Hopkinsville. According to the report, Bernhard's right front bumper hit the right side of Blackburn's pickup truck, causing it to spin off the road. Bernhard was transported by ambulance to Jenny Stewart Medical Center for treatment, but police report Blackburn was not injured in the wreck. A Hopkins County teen was injured in a wreck in Ohio County over the weekend after he reportedly fell asleep at the wheel. Kentucky State Police say 19-year-old Isaiah Parker of Madisonville was driving west on the Western Kentucky Parkway around 4:30 Saturday morning. When around the 67-mile marker, he fell asleep. Parker's vehicle crossed the median and hit a drainage tile. Parker was transported by ambulance to Ohio County Hospital, where he was treated and released for minor injuries. Vice President Joe Biden traveled to Fort Campbell Friday and helped welcome home hundreds of Rakkasans returning from their year-long deployment in Afghanistan. Military officials say the vice president also met with families of the returning soldiers to thank them for their sacrifice. Meanwhile, Biden visited the Fort Campbell Falcons high school football team and congratulated the players and the coaches on their successes. The vice president's visit to the local post followed his trip to the University of Louisville for the McConnell Center's Spring Lecture Series. About 160 people gathered in downtown Hopkinsville Saturday morning to show their support for a worthy organization. The Christian County Humane Society held a pancake breakfast at the War Memorial Building to help raise funds for the local organization. Molly Clark told Source 16 that almost $1,400 was raised after expenses, with the auction and bake sale bringing in about $200. She says, all in all, it was a good crowd and she had plenty of help, more than what she expected, thanks to Brownie Troops and the Retired Senior Volunteer Program, or RSVP. The Christian County Humane Society is a nonprofit organization run entirely by volunteers that takes in sick and injured pets and tries to find them permanent, loving homes. The Christian County Humane Society's facility is located in Skyline Drive in the last door of the Bed and Biscuit boarding facility building. Regular adoption hours are 3 to 6 Friday afternoon and Saturday noon to 3. Now it's time to take a look at some upcoming chamber events brought to you by the Hopkinsville Christian County Community Vision Plan. The Small Business Awards Breakfast, sponsored by New Wave Communications, Source16, will be held tomorrow morning at 7:30 at the James E. Bruce Convention Center. In addition, the Chamber's Lunch and Learn series, led by DFS Technologies, will be held tomorrow from 11:30 to 1 at the Holiday Inn at 2910 Fort Campbell Boulevard. And the Minority Economic Development Initiative will be hosting a business plan development workshop for startups and existing businesses. The workshop will be held Thursday evening from 5:30 to 7 at the MEDI office at 1101A South Main Street in downtown Hopkinsville, just inside U.S. Bank. Registration is $15 per person and due by Wednesday, February 16th. To register, you can call Nadia Ferguson at 270-885-8885. These chamber events are brought to you by the Hopkinsville Christian County Vision Plan. Taking a look at Tuesday's Mega Millions jackpot, it's $40 million, and Wednesday's Powerball jackpot is $101 million.